I feel like men and women pursue sex for different reasons, and I know a lot of women have a problem with this, especially nowadays when the pursuit of equality and whatnot has given us this idea that like women, their minds, they don't see things any differently than men really.
Yeah.
And that's especially that's sex, and so slut shaming and whatnot, that's out the window. And I don't feel that women should be slut shamed, but women, I feel, have sex for different reasons, and as far as that dynamic, the physics of sex are just different. Men, we poke. It's so easy as a woman. Just imagine.
Yeah.
That's
why it's so easy for a doctor to give you a vaccine. The doctor is so indifferent to how you feel from that pain of getting poked by that needle. You just give it. You see what I'm saying? You just giving the injection. Oh, the baby crying. Oh, just nurse, just make sure the baby all right. All right, hit it, boop. All right, we're done. Slap it, whatever. Make sure it's good. Walk out. And the baby's still crying.
Yes.
And so it's like the baby's still yearning because that baby still has that pain, that lack, that desire for something, the comfort from that pain it just got.
Right.
And so I feel like that's how it is with the sexual, like the transference of energy.
Right.
And
have you ever heard the expression mansplaining?
Yeah.
So a lot of women might think that this is a mansplanation.
But
here's the thing: is that I'm just talking about. Yeah, we're both just talking about the fact that you are bending, you are laying on your back, open your legs.
Like you have literally, you're a temple. A woman should feel like their body is a temple. Mm-hmm. That's how I respect women. You're a temple, a god. You're a temple. And you're basically saying, these are my doors, these are my walls, because figuratively and literally speaking, enter them. You open the walls, and the man can go into them and come out of them. But your walls are you're still gonna have them at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So you're still gonna have that sensation and that feeling. And I feel like that's where the emotional attachment, the sensual attachment comes from. And I also feel like that's where the anger comes from, because I feel like men don't understand that concept.
We do, men definitely, it just hit me. Men, only, except for homosexual men. I'm just saying.
You're right.
Heterosexual men, I think it's very hard for us to understand the concept of somebody being inside of us.
You're right. You're completely right. Right. Because I don't plan to ever experience that feeling, that sensation. So if that is a reason why there's that lack of understanding of the power that is in that sexual intertwining, that sexual meeting of the two,
definitely,
the man and the woman. And I feel like, again, men don't respect that and understand that. And so, it's just, I could do this, go lay up with this woman, and then go lay up with this woman, and then go lay up with this woman.
Absolutely.
And have no feelings. But this woman still feeling like, damn, he just did that to me. We're not even together, no intentions, or at least there was no communication of this was going to be this, and it's going to continue. And then this woman is still, and so you got these soul ties with these people, and that man don't even care.
For sure.
And that woman is still just lacking. It's like that crying baby. Like, am I going to ever get that feeling again? Not necessarily just, and that's another thing. Women feel sex deeper than just sex. Like, even the woman that says, oh, we just having, it's just sex, they're still feeling that more than they're letting on. And it's just something better at masking it. Or they may be on their favorite narcotic or their favorite whatever numbing of life to cope with life.
Because a lot of women I know who claim that they have sex just like, because let's say, just basically, full disclosure, like in my younger days, me being like man whoring it up, right? And then so like a woman will tell me that, like, well, girls want to do that too. It's just society shames them for it, so they have that motivation to do it. And again, to mansplain it, the reason why I doubt though that women are motivated the same way as me because I was motivated by power and domination.
Conquering.
Right. I like
number.
Exactly. I like to. There's something in me that got off on the hunt and conquering women. Now, if a woman tells me that she likes to conquer men, fine. But the thing is that I feel like objectively, it's very hard. Like if you get like a lot of the dudes I know, women couldn't conquer them through sex. But some dudes maybe, but most dudes I know.
No, you cannot. Yeah. And see, at the end of the day, if you like how you said, the sexual prowess in the man, I want to conquer. I'm just gonna do this, and I own that. Own that, right? After you do that, you could be done or you could keep going. After that, it could build and be something amazing. Because right then there, it might just been something very shallow objective, but it could build on and y'all build a relationship, and it could be something amazing. But with a woman, if a woman goes with that same technique, that same aspect, that same perspective, in the end of the day, you didn't. He still got what he was seeking, out to do. So what did you you're gonna say, oh yeah, I did that, girl, and then no more text messages, no more phone calls, and nothing was accomplished on either side, but especially because women feel so much deeper than just.
I think in my first hand experience, I feel that is the case, and like I don't know, there's some girls that are like, no, I bet you because I do this and that. I'm like, no, like I don't know. I'll speak for the black man, black man that I'm like. We're too arrogant to let that be like to let us be the one who's been conquered. Yeah, conquered in the bedroom,
or conquered, or whipped, or dominated.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, because my thing is like I'm super. I used to tell girls all the time that, because sometimes when I used to do the hit it and quit it thing, they would say I thought you were different. Or sometimes when I would talk about it with girls, they'd say I thought you were different, and I would tell them that, like, what's crazy? Like, I'm 98% different. I am 98% for the most. 99.9% different. Yeah, and I really am nice, but I do want to dominate. Like, I do feel the inclination to dominate in the bedroom.
And
I do want to be the dominant.
You're still flesh. You're still this imperfect human being that has to grow every day.
Yes.
I've been called a saint. I've been called holy. I've been called a good guy, a good boy. And it was just like, those things you should take as a compliment. Typically, you would think. But when it comes from, a woman, it's like, well, what do you mean? But like, are you trying to say because of that, because I am conscious, because I'm intellectual, because I'm intelligent, and I'm not inferior like the men that you're used to dealing with, does that mean that I'm going to be counted out for all these things that I would consider to be great attributes?
Yeah. I'm
going to be counted out because of that.
Yeah. No, that definitely used to, like, because when I got around to the point where I started maturing and I started when I stopped objectifying women, I felt really played and somewhat hurt a lot of times when a lot of girls would, because I comported myself in a more sophisticated ways, because I could speak quote unquote eloquently and all these other things. They
read books that's not Zane or Eric Jerome, which I love Zane, Eric Jerome.
Right.
I get you. I get you.
Now their conclusion from that was I must be a wimp in the bedroom.
A wimp. Period.
Yeah, a wimp. Period. Wimp. Period. Ain't that something? And that's man. And that caused, honestly, man. And I just now in my more recent life have gotten over it. That did fill me with me and my friends talk about it all the time. That I resented black women a lot because I'm talking, and I resented black women because where I'm from, the women, when I started doing that and becoming that person that was more evolved and intellectual, I felt rejected by a lot of black women because they thought I was a little punk because of it. And when I was the more mysterious, hard dude that's like, yo, it's like, girl, nah, man, get that shit out of here, man. When I was that,
I thought you were different. I thought you were better than that.
Mm-hmm.
Or you just like all the rest.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was different, when I was what you used to do, man, this finna hit. So because I can speak to this, man, it was like all through basically all through my life, and still, maybe now today I would get looked at like that because it would always be, oh no, just I don't like no good boys, no goody two making straight A's, stuff like that. You're not hard enough for me. Or I would get the and like you said, and I hate to say that, it was the black women, and because growing up with going to diverse schools, the Hispanics, the few population of Hispanics, they wouldn't say that. You a black guy, really okay, I like you. The few whites that would go to my school, they would live from impoverished areas. They would feel the Asians. We had a few Asians. You kind of one hand. We had a few Asians, or and they would be. And so it was just that. It was just like it wouldn't be an issue for them. Right. They loved that aspect. And then you had the quote unquote, well, no, I even got dissed by the quote unquote Oreo girls. Oh, they dissed me the hard. They dissed me the hardest. They dissed me the hardest.
Bruh, let me tell you something. It just hit the forefront of my mind as you were talking, and then you just said it. I'm about to tell you something, bruh. The hoodest of the hood, because I was raised in a black suburb, right? But I went to school with like 90% like people from the hood, and but the hood girls actually they actually love me, bruh. They love me. But the black chicks from the little suburb that was still like the new chicks, remember ATL Nunu? Them chicks like that. They was like, oh, you ain't hard enough.
The imposing Nunu.
Bruh, they was like, you ain't hard enough. Then I said they want to go to thugs, but the chicks that was really from the damn projects,
because you know why?
Because they sick of that shit.
They saw your value, man. They saw the value in you. But touching back on at the point, man, I damn near want to cry because it's conjuring up old feelings, and not because I'm hurt, because I hate that I got to that point. But what you just said, man, it made me feel like I would not date a black woman, and I hate that it saddens me that I ever got to that point, but I understand what you're saying.
I was there too, bro.
I was like, man, I'm never gonna be with a black woman. I'm going to get me an Asian, or be with the Latina, or be with the white woman. Like I said, because it was just like I felt in my mind they would appreciate me better.
That's all it was.
They would cater to me better. They would appreciate me. They would respect me for the person, the being that I am, the man that I am, and still love me to the moon and back from the stars beyond to the other galaxies. And black women. And the black women would just, step on me and crush me and deny me, and that scarred. That really messed me up. But then as I got older, and I started to understand, and I started to relate, and I started to just say, look, man, just like you've been brainwashed, and your ancestors have been through all this stuff, that black woman has been through it too.
Absolutely, man.
That black woman was raped, by that slave master. That black woman was, raped by that slave master, not one time, not two times, countless times, and made the other slaves watch as she got raped. Her husband as she got raped. Yeah. And then she had a baby, a high yellow baby, and it was their baby. They had to take care of it, even though it was that slave master's baby. And that woman then wasn't able to vote until after men were able to vote. And women wasn't able to be CEOs and presidents of companies until men. And so I get the outrage and the anger in the black woman, and that's why I've come to the point to where I had to stop saying black women have attitude. I had to get to the point where I stopped saying black women have attitude, because that was not only affecting. Well, no. It was only affecting black women. Black women took that and I know from personal experiences, you got attitude, or you like you don't understand how that can affect a woman psychologically. We know women are emotional creatures. They're sensitive creatures, sensual, in tune, deep creatures, beings. Yeah. So we know that, but to say, oh, you have an attitude, right? That was so. I feel like it got to the point to where it was so degradeful and disrespectful that I had to get that in check. Right. And going back, it was just like it was to the point, man. And I forgot about it. I forgot about this my mentality. I forgot about my mentality, man.
Yeah.
Until recently, I heard someone at work was having a conversation, and they were saying how they were gonna date somebody, and they were a black person, and they were saying they were gonna date outside the race because they didn't like how they were being treated by their own race. And I was just thinking to myself, young dude, young man, that's not the way. That's not the way out. That's not running to other cultures so you can feel up here and you can feel, king, and you can feel embrace. They have issues. We have. Trust me, we are a part of that problem.
Yeah.
We didn't create the problem, but we're a part of it, and we can help to be the solution. And I used to having conversations with one of my boys, man. Dude, it was just denouncing black women. I ain't got time for that, man. I ain't got time for that shit. I ain't gonna talk to this man. Fuck, I ain't. I'm finna go, get me a white girl, or I'm finna go get me a Hispanic girl. And it's like, it's nothing wrong with that if your intentions, your agenda aren't just to run away from this strong black woman, because black women are so strong because they had to be, because of the stuff they endured, and it's not appreciated. And they got to that point, man, and I forgot all about that time in my life until recently when I heard this man saying he wasn't gonna deal with black women anymore. And I was just like, that's not the way to go, man, because, and if you want to, that's your choice, I get it. Everybody likes what they like. But because you feel like this woman is, too strong, or she keeps playing you, it might be a million of them out there that does that, but that 1,000,001 black woman or woman will appreciate you.
No, I feel you. I definitely feel you. And what my issue was, though, it's crazy, because, like, when I would get the girls with attitude and all that, I saw really quick that it was a facade, that it was just a hard exterior, and that there were little kittens inside. So, like, sometimes when a black girl would assume, when I would talk about when I would express my grievances towards black women, they would assume that I can't handle them. No, I can handle y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all just don't want me because you equate my intellectual, and this was you equate my intellectuality with femininity, with softness. And so then it got me to go off. I used to go off all the time on black culture's idea of what masculinity is.
Yeah.
And it's like we have this distorted concept of what masculinity is. It's with a male. For a black man to be a black man, oftentimes in the eyes of many black people, he's hyper masculine.
Hyper.
Emotionless brute.
Emotionalist, the dominant, the loudest thing. And when he walk in, he the loudest thing, whether it's clothes or my voice, he's the loudest thing in there. He has to be the one to outpiss you on the tree. His scent has to be the strongest.
It is so animal. It's such a primal instinct. Yeah. And it is definitely a product of years and years of abuse, psychological abuse, years and years of. Man. I mean, to me, but again, and this is why I don't harbor, I no longer harbor anger or resentment, because it's so understandable. Of course, the black family, and this is not some kind of like conspiracy propaganda. This is actually it. The black family has clearly been decimated throughout centuries, and so now we have no idea. Most families, due to that, the generational dismantling of a family, they have no idea. They have no good role model, J. Cole, as to what a man is, man. Like, we don't know what a man is. We just equate manliness with strength, because that's all one can really rely on in impoverished areas, because
it's the survival of the fittest.
The survival of the fittest, man.
Survival of the fittest.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't getting by on your Wall Street knowledge in the hood.
You're not.
You get by on if you could.
Unless that Wall Street knowledge can equate to moving this dope. How many bags you can move, and that's the only way.
Yeah.
So man. I'm sad that it got to that point, but then what made me realize, man, was one day, man. I was looking at. I just sat down one day and I observed my mother, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, man, my mother, man, she has practically been raising 4 boys, me the oldest to my youngest, and she basically raised us by herself with minimal support from our father. And it was like, Dog, and this is the same black woman that I say, has an attitude, or the same black woman I don't want to be with. I can't handle that, man. And I was just like, Joseph, you gotta quit tripping, dude.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking at a phenomenal being that been through what the man has been through, if not worse.
Yeah.
The black man has been through, if not worse. And we continue to put them down and push them down and degrade them and disrespect them. Like, appreciate them more, man. I was like, my mother, man, still to this day, even though I have my own income and my own finances, and I do my own thing, and I make enough to even, help her out and do things for my brothers. My mother, man, she works Monday through Saturday. I kid you not. Some days it's 12-hour shifts.
Mm-hmm.
Then on Sunday, goes to church bright and early, both services. And if there's another guest service that they gotta attend, she go. So I thought about it. I'm always tired, which I don't want to compare jobs because my job is more laborious than hers, but she really does have no off days. She really doesn't have any off days.
Yeah.
She's going 7 days a week. And I didn't pay attention to that till years later. Then I added all the years that she's been doing it. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Amazing, man. So it was around that time when I'm not going to say, like I say, black women don't have their flaws and their faults and their imperfections. But I'm not going to be a part of that group, that black man group that says, oh, I'm leaving a black woman because she has attitude, because she is so wrong. Yeah, it was still wrong how I used to be rejected and said, oh, you're not. Basically, what you were saying was I wasn't black enough, I wasn't strong enough for you to even consider me. Mm-hmm. And then if I did change it up and be not a thug, but I was more of an asshole or a jerk or arrogant.
Yeah.
It took that for you to notice me, and then you say you just like everybody else. When in reality, I'm not. Mm-hmm. That was what it took for you to see me. And then and it's even been the case like in high school where I did play that role. And then I did talk to the chick, and then I said, well, yeah, I'm not like that. Let me just revert back to me. You can see that how I really am. And interest was lost within a week, less than a week.
Yeah.
Back to you're nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And so, it's just a never ending cycle, man. It's just a never ending cycle. But I'm completely on the train of uplifting and embracing and empowering our black women. I feel like the black women they're the key to a lot of doors in what we're trying to accomplish and what we're trying to change about culture and our love within ourselves, man. I feel like that because they're the only being that can give life to something. They can give form to something, make something existent.
Yeah.
So I just wish that everybody was on that. They have to have their own self-love, but as brothers, as black men, we have to also give them their love too.
I don't know. I was definitely giving just a lot of attention, especially when I was just boiling in my resentment, giving a lot of attention to the issues with black women, and I care not for the issues with black men because I was like, they're stupid, whatever. But women, y'all blah blah, and it was partly because it's unfair, but it's probably because I held women in such a high regard at one, like it was too high of a pedestal. Actually, it's an unfair pedestal. There's a point when it's good to hold somebody in high regard, but sometimes the pedestal is so high where when they disappoint you, that fall is that much greater.
It's you drops. Yeah.
So that's unfair of me. I hope they do see how beautiful they are, and I do want them to see how beautiful they are. I want them to see how strong they are, and I want them to embrace things like even just the natural hair. Like I wish that became a phenomenon. That became bro. I know that it's. I know that like.
That's my kryptonite, man.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Natural hair.
Natural hair, man.
It sucks, bro, because everybody's putting into the pot. Everybody encourages them and makes them feel small and unattractive.
Yes, they do.
To that's a whole nother can of worms. Actually, how societies society's concept of beauty.
Yeah,
And how that makes black women feel like they need to assimilate.
You're right, man.
And that sucks.
Right,
and black men also make them feel like that too.
Even,
especially when you go to the Hispanic woman with long flowing hair.
Yeah,
and it's like, yo,
exactly. Why you don't have that?
Right.
It's not the same genes.
It's not the same
makeup.
Right, and we can, and that's okay.
Exactly,
and that's okay, man.
Exactly.
But
like, man, I've seen beautiful black women with a fade, man, just fade.
Yeah.
Like my aunt, she used to rock a fade because her hair was, coming out, and she grew it back. Natural self is so beautiful. That's one of the rawest, purest form of love and beauty that you can find in a person.
It is, man.
Like, let me just run my hand through your kinks. Let me just run my hand through your afro.
For real.
Come here, hey, I'll help you detangle. I will help my woman detangle her hair.
Yeah.
Because I love it. It's so beautiful, man.
It is.
It's so beautiful, man.
It is. It's, and I know women have a lot to say about that. Even at their jobs, apparently, it's like they're probably less likely to get a good job because they're using their natural hair.
And ain't that some bullshit? Man, just like I remember when I was in school and I graduated college, and dudes that's been growing their dreads since they was a baby had to cut their dreads out had to cut their dreads out to get into corporate America.
Yeah,
and then girls they had to get presses or perms or put weave in during the work week and just be free on the weekends because it was a threat. You know why? Because I feel like, and this is just my philosophy.
Yeah.
The natural hair, man, is like a crown. It shows that royalty. It gets so big and so just untamed. It's like, nah. It's like power in that, man.
That is disgusting. That, because I will say, because some people probably think that, I feel that black people, sometimes when I go on my little rants about what I find wrong with black culture and whatnot, they probably assume that I wish we conformed to more quote unquote white people things. But it's not that, because some things that society does as a whole makes sense, and some things that polite society does make sense. But I find it truly disgusting, this rejection of black beauty, of natural black beauty. That is so messed up, so man. And
I love a woman with no makeup. Man. Let me just throw this devil advocate in there. I'm not saying that a woman that puts in weave or wear makeup is ugly. I'm not saying that at all. Do what you gotta do to make yourself be happy and feel like you're beautiful.
Just remember.
But I'm just saying that it's nothing better to me than a woman with no makeup. You can put on maybe some lip gloss or maybe that's cool. But just leave your face, just leave it. Put a little cocoa shea butter, boom, we good to go.
All the way with that.
And
I thought this was about to, it didn't happen. I thought it was about to be a movement. When Drake had that lyric, when he first came out in one song, with head tied, sweatpants, chilling with no makeup on.
I was ready for that. I was ready for that.
Y'all listening?
I was ready for that, but it wasn't.
It
was a smile, but it wasn't enough. Like,
you know they do it for each other too a lot of times. They're trying to impress each other too.
It's a competition.
Mm-hmm.
It's a competition, and it's just like, look, just wear your hair. Just let it be you. Yeah. Whether you have alopecia and don't grow that much, whatever, I don't care. Just let it be you. Be beautiful.
Yeah.
Be your naturally beautiful self.
Yeah.
And
absolutely, man.
We run and then with men, we do it too with the cars and the clothes, the shoes, the sneakers, the jewelry, and the different haircuts and the different growing. I'm cool. I can get a fade or afro. Either way, and it's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be a fade or an afro.
Yeah.
It's nothing more to it.
And I'm sorry that sometimes I don't even. It's hard for me to criticize. It's not hard for me to criticize black males, but I'm not motivated to as much as I do with women, because black men is just. It's like, man, y'all. I suppose I don't know what to say. Never mind. I don't. It's kind of like it's a simplistic thing, and I feel like they're more easily. What is it? I'll have to get back to you on that as to why I take issue with the concept of the thing is, I don't know is it women like the hypermasculinity, so black men adapt to that and they're like boom, or is it men that hypermasculine so women become attracted to it because they're like, oh, that's what's on offer? I'm not sure, and so I don't know
who to be angry with, but I just know everybody, both sides need to be fixed and both sides needs to, to change, to evolve. You know, so yeah, it's. I'm glad I outgrew that, man, because you know, it's just, and like I say, it saddens me that I ever got to that point, but I did, and it was just, I wasn't reminded of that era, and I still know dudes, man. Oh nah, man, you know, you just get you a little black hoe, and you know, you do what you do. But you know, this what you really want right here. You get you a white woman who working at this, you know, big corporate job, bringing this money, driving these Benz and these Beamers. She gonna take care of you. Ain't no argument. Ain't no talk back. Talk back to me. Mm-hmm. Argue with me.
Yeah.
Not argue, but debate. Have your be an individual.
About to say, yeah. I don't
want just no robot. Our program, and I'm not saying that's all white, but let me just say that's the perspective that black men have in their head about other cultures.
Sure.
That their backbone and their strength is not as strong as that black woman, so they can run all over, and that's an ego thing, that's a pride thing.
Yes.
That means you're weak, that you don't want to try and work with that or adapt to that or get stronger so that you can be compatible with that. And I still know dudes to this day, man. That woman really feeling this man, and he played that woman, man, and he does these, you know, these intimate things, and then the next thing you know, she's dropped, and then that continues cycles because now she's about to be bitter. Mm-hmm. And the next man that comes along that truly is interested in her and wants to treat her like the queen that she is, she doesn't care for him now. She plays him.
Yeah.
So now he's bitter. So it's not, now it's with him, let me go be a dog.
Yeah.
And then he turns a woman into a bitch. I don't use that term, but that's what happens.
Yeah.
And so the cycle is so vicious, and we need more to be conscious and help to break it.
We do. And I would love to just encourage very strongly for any black women or young black girls listening to this to give the intellectual dude a chance, because he might be cool. Like if he's, because like the handsome nerd, obviously, like, you know, don't just go for the handsome, and I say quote unquote nerd because that's just
the term nerd geek. Yeah, the connotation with that is
exactly. Yeah. Although it's damn near, man. I've seen and that's sometimes what just tears me up. When I went to the University of Houston, brother, I've seen a lot of non-black quote unquote nerds with beautiful girls, bro. Beautiful non-black girls. And I'm like, I wish that not that I wish I could have got with a non-black girl like them. I just wish that I was welcomed as much as them, like in my own culture. Man. All I would say is that, and the reason why I guess now I was want to do is because they haven't hurt me as much. Because although I know black men they have a lot to own up to and fix, but I'm gonna say that like a lot of dudes think that sometimes, perhaps there's some dudes that think like, if I talk to a dude that's hood, he would be like, man, get your ass out of here. But in my experience, with my utmost intellectuality, hood dudes have responded positively to me when I've talked to them. Hood dudes don't get like tell me some shit, but women though,
and they're proud of you that you are different, that you are able to, you know, navigate between, you know.
Most of the time in my experience, I never had a dude that was like, man, get your money. I never had no shit. But I rarely have met a black girl from a predominantly black area that was attracted by me due to my mere intellectuality. And the reason why I said it is because like I met one time, and it's the only white girl that I ever let's say dated. She put me onto this term. Do you know what sapiosexual is? I didn't even know what that was.
Oh man, I know what that is.
And apparently there's girls or men. There's people who are sexually attracted to one who has intellectual prowess. Yes. And I was like, man,
and that's deep.
That's
deep, man.
Bruh,
that's deep, man.
I'm just saying.
Where's that jungle at?
Bruh, when I was swimming in black culture, no girls were ever like,
oh, you so smart. I like,
never, bro. And or you know what's crazy? And this is how I know it's not about. This is why race is a joke, and this is why environment and upbringing is everything. The black girls that I did meet who were attracted to my intellectuality grew up in white areas, man. They grew up in Hispanic white areas, and I'm like, it's the culture. It's not something that's just wired in the black girl's brain. It's something it's a narrative that's happening in the black community.
Yeah, you're right, man. You're right, and you're completely right about. But then I never understood the dynamic of that same girl or boy or man, whatever, that grew up in Sugar Land or that grew up in the plantations or whatever. And then when they get to college, they try to be a thug or the sluttiest girl on, and I'm just like, why?
Yeah.
I grew up without a bed for a lot of years of my life. I slept on the couch or on the living room floor, whichever I felt was comfortable for me that night. I didn't have my own room for many years. Till I got to college, I got my own bed, got my own room. I closed my door, and nobody else had to be in there. I was appreciative of that. You coming up here, you've been having these Mercedes, the latest iPhone every year, the latest iPad every year. You've been having, anything, and then you come up here and you lose your damn mind like you have no sense. I'm up here on loans, some scholarships. You're up here on just money out of mommy and daddy's pocket. And you get up here and so I never understood that either. I never understood that psyche to want to be what you're not and want to be what I'm trying to get away from.
Right. When you actually from the hood, you're like, man, this shit ain't cool.
This is not. No,
this ain't
my
cool.
kid's not gonna experience this.
Right.
And you haven't experienced this, and then I've seen some of these people, man, do that, and then they mess their life up doing that, getting lost in that, man.
Say, bro, I got like at least a couple of people killed, I think, in my class or from my schools. But it's that, and this goes to another possible can of worms, but it's because it's glorified. Especially, not gonna say especially when you're younger. Still, hood ways of living or hoodness, the one exhibiting hood qualities. Shit's glorified.
It makes you real.
It makes you real. It makes you strong.
It makes you strong.
It makes you everything good.
Everything good.
Everything
you are that. You are that.
Oh,
you getting locked up. You going to jail. That's a real.
That's
nigga.
Bro. You real. That's a for real. That.
You real. You real for that, man. You real. Johnny. DeMarcus just went to go. He got a full ride scholarship to Baylor. All right, that's what's up. That's what. That's what's up. DeMarcus got a full ride to Baylor. That's what's up.
Bro.
But Raheem over here just got sent to jail for 15 years. He real.
Bro, let me tell you something, bro. I used to go on Facebook adventures. I don't see it no more. I guess people matured. I hope they did, or maybe I just don't see people. I used to just go into like Facebook wormholes and click girls, friends of friends of friends, girls who getting their masters, they graduated, they look so quote unquote sophisticated, pretty, but like. And the dude is just the most thugged out, low life, ain't shit, dude. And I can say that with a certainty because I know people who know him or I've known him somehow, and so it's just, so that's why I say chicken and egg. That's why I get pissed because I know men influence the environment a lot, but women why are y'all stop being attracted to this?
Accepting that. Yeah, why are you accepting the mediocrity, and then you go on and say that man ain't shit.
Right.
Then you go on to say that there are no good men. Well, what men are you? You basing that off of what?
Right. What I'm seeing now is these girls who went to this extreme when I was younger, in my early 20s. I'm 30 now. When I went in my early 20s, who went to that extreme. Now I see them. They went to the other extreme, and now these dudes. I know they don't like these dudes that they're marrying, bruh. Now I can say that they are, by definition, kind of square. And it's not like, and when I say square, I guess I can't help but mean a negative. What I mean is that they purposely sought somebody that in their mind was square. Because they're like, now I'm done with the hood dude. It's like, I think that they went from one idea.
Extreme to...
Yeah. And I think they're just pursuing what they think
they should.
They should, as opposed to what they as opposed to really thinking about what do I think are good qualities in a man.
And what do I want from this man? That if he gives me these things every day, the list of what he doesn't give me will not outweigh that every day. And I can still love and be happy and accept and choose to be with this man or this woman every day.
Right. You know what it is. So, before they were seeking just the adrenaline rush and fun of being with a thug, and now later in life they're getting
Settle
security.
down. Let me get
security. That's basically it, bro. And I'm like, y'all lives are just stupid. That's all I'm saying.
Let me get
bro.
security. You're right, man. And that's how it goes, man. And I hate that, you know, that's how hearts get messed over. That's how people get scarred and messed up in life.
Right, because you know the carrot, like the dangling the carrot. If the carrot is security and that's all you trying to reach, and then you get it, it's like, are you really happy?
Man, this carrot wasn't all I thought it was gonna be. You know,
and now the kids suffer.
Yeah, now the
marriage is like all the money.
And now their security may get out the window because this man isn't. And I'm not blaming. It's a cycle. Now this man isn't happy at home, so now he's creeping out. But he should have known going into that, hey, she not really with me because she with me. I couldn't on an average day put, you know, interest a woman like this. What's going on here? You know what I'm saying? So
J. Cole, would you be with me if I wasn't rapping?
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's, you know, and I know that I'm just going with the black culture, but I know it's deeply rooted in the black culture.
I know. Yes. and it makes me, because I think it's so frustrating. And the only reason, and that's how you can't tell me that I don't care about black culture, because it gets me so fired up, because that's how I know I care so much. Cause I'm like, come on, because it doesn't have to be this way.
It doesn't.
And and black people are so awesome.
Yes.
And we're squandering our potential by allowing ourselves to be guided by these misconceptions, these just guided by autopilot. Because I don't even think women aren't even thinking about it. Like, just to get with a thug dude, I don't even know what goes on in their head. It's just a misguided train of thought. Why can't you get excitement? Why can't this guy who's comedic and intellectual knock your socks off in the back?
And dorky. And all of the above.
How is that not more exciting than being with the dude who's just like,
who's gonna misuse you, abuse you?
Yeah, babe. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about your feeling like, nah, man. I ain't talking about.
Yeah.
Talking about that shit, man. Come on with
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Man. It's just, you know, it all stems back to the love that you got, the inner peace, the inner love that we all have to find, man. And then we let that out into the rest of the
That's very
rest
true.
of the world, man. And you know, it's so many pits in the black culture. It's so many things that need to be corrected and rewritten.
Absolutely.
And reestablished. It's like we just need to focus on a few at a time, fix those, knock those out the park, and then keep going. But if we spread ourselves so thin, so many eggs in different baskets, we're never going to.
That's true.
We're never going to get or mold into that phenomenal being that I know that we all are. You know, so it all stems to that, man. Love of oneself, and then, you know, loving others. Like, just tell a stranger. Like I post today, if you see or know a single mother, tell her you love her. Respect and love that single mother. You know, and then from there, you just continue to build on that. Just build that great foundation, that positive foundation, and just keep going from there.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know when that day is gonna come, when that day is gonna be for that, but I hope that it's very soon.
Yeah.
And if it's not, and by soon, if soon is 20 years from now, as long as I'm still alive to see it, I'll be happy.
Right.
You know. So, man, you know, that was totally, you know.
Yeah, we didn't plan on talking about that.
We didn't. I really don't even want to talk about what's on this list, because it would be a disservice, because the energy is not there for that. Is there one topic that you did want to discuss that we did, you know, have planned?
You know what? Check out part 2 for what I want to discuss.